There's more to imagine when you listen. So let your imagination soar with Audible. Audible has audio titles from every genre that will inspire you to imagine new worlds, possibilities, and ways of thinking. As an Audible member, you get to choose one title a month to keep from their entire catalog. Enjoy an exciting reawakening of a beloved classic with the Audible original David Copperfield by Charles Dickens, produced by Academy Award-winning director Sam Mendes, starring Ncuti Gatwa, Helena Bonham Carter, and Theo James. This adaptation breathes new life into a familiar tale. New members can try Audible free for 30 days. Visit audible.com/imagine or text IMAGINE to 500-500. That's audible.com/imagine or text IMAGINE to 500-500.
Worried about letting someone else pick out the perfect avocado for your perfect impress them on the third date guacamole? Well, good thing Instacart shoppers are as picky as you are. They find ripe avocados like it's their guac on the line. They are milk expiration date detectives. They bag eggs like the 12 precious pieces of cargo they are. So let Instacart shoppers overthink your groceries so that you can overthink what you'll wear on that third date. Download the Instacart app today to get free delivery on your first 3 orders, while supplies last. Minimum $10 per order. Additional terms apply.
Imagine the softest sheets you've ever felt. Now imagine them getting even softer over time. That's what you'll feel with Boll & Branch's best-selling signature sheets in 100% organic cotton. In a recent customer survey, 96% replied that Boll & Branch sheets get softer with every wash. Start getting your best night's sleep in sheets that get softer and softer for years to come. Try their sheets with a 30-night guarantee. Plus, get 15% off with your first order at bollandbranch.com. Code WONDERY15. Exclusions apply. See site for details.
Welcome to How to Survive, the show that teaches you how to survive the stuff that can kill you.
Like freeway fires, or hypothermia, or people in your house.
And the stuff that just makes you wish you were dead.
Like school rules, and vague recipes, and dying on stage.
Ugh, man, I know some of those things.
Firsthand.
Yeehaw. Don't know I did that.
Nope.
Should we play the theme song?
We sure should. Woohoo! Yeehaw. Idiots.
Ground is shaking under our feet. Mountains on fire, flooding in the street. Can't breathe the air, can't fight the feeling. Gobbling down Xanax ain't the way to be dealing. Gotta do better than just getting high. We gotta stick together if we're gonna survive. How to survive. How to survive.
Did you guys? Well, I know. Okay, Chris, I'm pretty sure you have a story from the weekend. It was a holiday weekend. Garen, did you do anything special for the holiday weekend?
I went to a Kings game.
Is that hockey?
Hockey game,
Okay,
yeah.
that is fun.
Does not seem like you.
My friend works at Spotify, or for a part of Spotify, and they have a suite there, so she lucked me with 3 tickets.
Whoa.
And it was just us for probably the first 5 minutes, and then these 3 Canadian dudes came out of nowhere and sat in front of us and kept talking about, well, they knew what they were talking. They were talking about hockey.
Yeah, they're Canadian.
We were talking about, I don't even know what we were talking about, probably something inappropriate. And they were like, yeah, it's this other game, and they did that. I'm like, why? Shh, quiet. We don't want to hear this. We're watching the game and talking about, I don't know what.
You were the hag.
I usually am.
But you were like,
because you called that person a hag.
What did you call her?
Yeah. No, I didn't really shush them. I was.
No, I'm saying you were their hag.
Yeah, because you were talking off topic.
Like you
loudly during
at the Taylor
an event.
Swift, you had your hag.
Oh man!
And
it's
now
full circle.
Yes.
So, did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I did. It was a lot of fun.
Have you ever watched hockey before?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm from Detroit. I'm from Hockey Town.
Okay.
No, I don't mind going to see sporting events live. It's fun.
Oh, it's totally fun.
The environment
Yeah.
is really fun. It's just watching it on TV is usually
I agree.
not as fun. But no, it was a good time. The suite was really cool, and
Oh, fun.
I had a couple of drinks.
Did they provide food in the suite?
No. No.
That's all right.
But my friend took care of it. She was
Good.
She was happy.
She's a real VIP, your friend.
She really is.
Spotify.
Whoa. Karen.
Yeah, but it was a lot of fun. They
Good.
lost, but
Okay.
it's not about that for me. It's just,
Did you paint your face half black and half white? I'm assuming those are the king's colors, no?
Sounds
I think so.
Silver, black?
silver and black, I think.
I did, but it was unrelated.
Oh, okay. Just
That was just
statement
already how
on
he was
world
dressed for the
affairs.
day.
Okay.
It's a little something different.
Sounds good. Well, Oliver was gone for a youth in government. I never remember which one. It's like Sex in the City. I mean, it's nothing like that, but it just
Youth in government,
I think it's
youth
youth-
and the government.
I think it's youth in government. I don't know. Thing. He was gone for a few days, which was weird. So
Yeah.
we had time alone, so we did things that we can't, do when Oliver's there.
Sex on the kitchen table.
Close. We went for Thai food
Ooh, hot.
because Oliver does not enjoy Thai food, and watched yet another cult documentary.
Because he does not like cults.
No, we don't really usually watch things like that with him.
Yeah.
It's too dark.
He's a child.
Yeah.
Which cult documentary did you watch?
It's so good. Escaping Twin Flames.
Ooh, is it about cults of twins? Because I want to watch
Oh,
that.
that would be awesome. It is not.
Is this about the twin? No.
Twin Towers.
I mean, escaping twin flames.
Do you want to keep guessing what it's about?
Kind of.
Okay.
Escaping twin flames. No, I have no more guesses. I'm writing this down.
It's about this ridiculous cult where they tell you that you can find your twin flame, which is basically just another word for soulmate.
Okay.
And they, shockingly, it doesn't work. So they go to extreme measures to make it happen. And
Okay.
I won't tell you anymore.
Yes.
It is the sharpest of sharp left turns.
Yes.
Like you cannot see this coming. It's so weird. It's a couple. And she becomes more and more in the background. Like literally sometimes
Yeah.
she's just kind of in the background. Like as it goes on.
And
it's really upsetting.
Where do we find this? It's not like one of those YouTube things, is it?
No. I don't remember if it was Netflix or Hulu.
That's okay. We can find it.
Or
We just, you know what we do as people, as humans? We just type it in.
you just type it in.
And then it comes up.
Yeah. And it's like, a few episodes.
I love it.
Yeah. It was. So anyway, that was our exciting weekend.
That does sound fun.
But you guys went on a trip because you guys do things. So what happened?
We do occasionally do things. So we went to Idlewild, California.
Yeah.
You've been there.
Well, that's where you got married.
That's where I got married. And so I know you've been there once, at least, for my wedding. Mm-hmm. And interestingly enough, we rented a cabin from the same rental agency where our wedding house was.
Uh-huh.
So our key had a picture of our wedding house on it.
Oh,
which was fun.
Did you keep it?
The key? No,
Yeah.
we didn't. We had to return it. It just, the Dob or whatever it's called had a little picture.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, look, it's our wedding house.
That's cute.
So that was fun. Couple things of note.
Yeah.
No one really got injured, which was great.
Good.
We got there. Okay. So another family joined us for the first night, just the mom and the son. Benji's a really good friend, Gael, and his mommy, Angie.
Okay.
So they were only going to stay for one night.
Okay.
And we were all supposed to leave at noon to
from,
drive.
From LA.
We did not make that happen. That
Okay.
did not happen.
Yeah, because I think I was on the phone with you.
You were,
or
yes.
something.
Yeah. Various reasons we did not make that happen.
I'm going to blame it on me.
It's Danielle's fault. She made me smoke. And so we got a little bit of a late start, so it was dark when we got there.
Oh.
It gets dark early now, guys.
Yes.
So we get there. Kids are immediately in the hot tub.
Okay.
There's a hot tub.
Fantastic.
Of course, all I care about is there's going to be a hot tub, right?
Yeah.
So I make dinner. Everybody eats. The kids are like, we're going to watch a movie now. So I say to Angie, well, let's go get in the hot tub. Uh-huh. We did our work. We made dinner. Now we get to get in the hot tub. Well, so we get our suits on. She throws a robe on. I grab a towel and throw it on and a little coat I have. It's 42 degrees. Keep this in mind. It's
okay.
colder. It's night. It's
Yeah.
the mountains. I grab this, massive set of keys from Sven because there's multiple things we need keys for at this property.
Okay.
I say, okay, first let's see if we can find the sauna. There's also a sauna,
Whoa.
right? I want to know where the sauna is.
Yeah.
I say, we'll turn the sauna on, then we'll get in the hot tub. When we're done in the hot tub, maybe if we feel like it, we'll
Get in
go
the sauna.
get in the sauna.
Okay.
Because it's cold, we'll cool off, blah, blah. All right, so it's dark. I grab a flashlight. We head outside. We realize when we're outside, the flashlight is one of those emergency crank flashlights.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So she's cranking it to get this, like, it's basically just like a glow. It doesn't really light anything up. So I go, I think I know where the sauna is. We walk up this path. Again, it's dark, so we've never seen the property lit up. We've only seen it at night. So we don't even really know how big it is, if there are other houses around. We don't know anything.
Okay.
But I still think I know this little outbuilding is where the sauna is. So we get up there. I have 800 keys in my hand.
For
I'm
God's
going
sake.
through each key, you know. Finally, I get the door open. Nope, this is the art room. Yeah, there's an art room.
Did you go to like a hospital?
I think we went to like a cult compound.
Yeah.
So it's cute. It looks like a little like kids clubhouse. It's like a little tiny building. It's very adorable, and it's got, you know, a little easel and some art supplies. It's small, you know. It's a very small little clubby house art room. I go, okay, well, this isn't the sauna. There's a building next door. It kind of looks like a little tiny barn. I go, maybe this is the art room.
Okay.
I look at the lock, but it's a combination lock. We don't have any keys for that. So I go, all right, this is like their tool shed, or
This
I don't
is where
know.
they keep the bodies.
This is where, they take the skins off the humans.
right.
And
they have to dry them out like jerky.
let the blood drain. And probably where the guy who owns the property is currently watching us. Like he rents out the house, stays in there, watches us on the multiple cameras.
Yeah.
And he's draining the blood of the former people who were just there.
Right.
And just, you know, we think checked out, but are actually having their blood drained. So I'm like, all right, not there. We walk down this hill. We're like going to walk around the far side of the house. I feel like every side of the house has 800 locked doors. So we're at each door with every
so
key.
crazy.
Keep in mind, 42 degrees. We're in our bathing suits. I mean, I am covered with a towel. She's in a robe, but we're getting cold.
Right.
Every lock, I'm like, nope. Okay, this isn't the sauna. Let's try this next door. Nope, this isn't the sauna.
How are there this many doors and properties on the property?
I know. Okay, so we get to the back of the house. Finally, we're like 20 minutes later, back at the hot tub.
Okay.
I'm like, you know what? I don't know where the sauna is. Let's just get in the hot tub.
Right.
Well, the kids didn't put the lid back on the hot tub. You know they didn't.
Of course they didn't.
They're 11.
Right.
They're like, dinner? Okay, bye, hot tub.
Right.
Movie? They're not thinking.
I don't know if I would have, honestly. I mean, but obviously that keeps the heat in, I'm guessing.
That keeps the heat in. So I'm like, oh, it's like 85 degrees. I mean, hot tub's usually like 100.
Yeah, right.
I go, well, that's still pretty warm, right? I mean, it's 42 outside.
Right.
That sounds good. And I stick my hand and I go, oh, it doesn't feel very warm. Well, let's get in. So we get in. Immediately, I'm like, this water's cold. I'm cold. However, I'm like, I guess it's warmer than outside. And we press the button to turn it up. I'm like, it's going to warm up really fast. But I'm literally curled in a ball.
No, shivering.
Shivering in the corner, like shivering. So we start trying to talk and like act like we're having a good time and just talk about things to distract us from the cold and thinking it's going to warm up in really fast. Does not warm up. And I'm like shivering while I talk like this to her. She doesn't seem to be shivering. I don't know how uncomfortable she is. But I don't know about you guys, but if I get cold, it's really hard for me to warm back up again. Like, once I'm cold, it's like, okay, I'm cold now.
Right.
So I don't know. I think we were in there for 30 minutes.
Oh my God. Why would you suffer for this long?
I don't know. I guess I kept thinking, I am the problem. I'm not getting warm. This is my fault. Something's wrong. Why won't this hot tub get warm? And in my head, I kept going, maybe it's getting warmer. Maybe if I just like move against these jets, it'll get warmer. And then finally I was like, Angie, I don't think it's getting warmer. I think I have to get out. The air's still colder, by the way.
Right.
And so we have to get back out in the 42 degrees and I'm shivering and it's brutally, like it's so cold. So I like jump out, I put on my towel, I run back inside. I can't even mean it. I'm like, I have to just run upstairs. And so I run upstairs and I turn the bathtub on as hot as it can go.
Yeah.
At this point, my body's shivering so hard, I'm like bouncing up and down
my God.
on the bathtub, like, and going, Chris. I think maybe guys had hypothermia.
How
Are you
close to burrowing were
serious?
you?
How what?
How close to burrowing were you?
I was like looking at the cupboards.
You were naked, right?
I was naked, and Alex came in, and she. What's funny? She opens up the cupboard, and she goes, "Look, Mom, you can climb through this cupboard and get to your bedroom."
Is that true? This is Narnia? What the fuck?
But she's like, Mom, are you okay? And she goes, oh my God, are you okay? And I was like, no, I'm not okay. And she like started taking the hot water and putting it on my back.
Oh.
She was like, what's the worst part? And I was like, I don't know, I'm not okay. Like,
That's so Alex. What's the worst part?
Yeah.
That is so Alex. Just wants to know what she can focus on. That's the worst.
but she helped me. She did put hot water on my back.
So for how long were you shivering?
Probably another 25 minutes.
Oh my
like,
God.
Even when the water was hot in the tub, I couldn't stop shivering.
Wow.
Like my whole body was shaking so hard.
But your friend was fine.
Yeah. I mean, she said she was cold too, but like she went and took a shower and she was seemingly okay.
Wow.
It was
That's scary.
painful.
It sounds painful.
So that was a dumb thing that I did.
Oh, wait, that's the other thing I wanted to talk about. So my mother is torturing me from the dead. So she okay, so Thanksgiving is next week.
Yes.
This week when you're listening to this. And
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
So my cousin asked me to bring my mother's vegetarian stuffing. And I'm like, great. I don't know how to do that. I don't have a recipe.
Oh, she
for
doesn't.
that.
She never wrote down any of her recipes.
So she says, oh, my friend Amy has it because Amy had asked for it.
Okay.
I was like, oh, okay. So I email Amy. She's like, oh, yeah, I think your cousin gave it to me. And I'm confused. I thought my mom gave it to you. I don't understand. Oh, I found it. So she sends it to me. And it's, maybe I should just read it to you.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay. So this is the recipe, I guess, as my mother wrote it. All right?
Yes.
Mrs. Cubbins cornbread stuffing, follow basic oven directions. Okay, I get that.
Mm-hmm.
Coat baking dish with melted butter. Okay?
Okay.
Chopped celery, shallots, green apples, mushrooms, canned or bottled, chestnuts. How many of each?
Oh.
Any measurements? Nope.
Nope.
Heat saucepan, vegetarian or chicken broth. How much? Anyone want to guess?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Orange juice. Anyone? Just orange juice? Add any amount? A gallon? A teaspoon? Who knows? Melted butter. Again, how much? A dash? Okay, dash of dry white wine. I think I can figure out.
Yeah.
And then she says to liquid measurement. What the fuck does that mean? Tie fresh poultry herbs in a cheesecloth. What are fresh poultry herbs?
I would guess that's thyme, rosemary, basil kind of thing.
Okay. In a cheesecloth. Anyone have a cheesecloth? I guess I can find one. Add to liquid. How much liquid? What are we? Is this being made in a vat, in a saucepan? How much is happening here?
Oh my God.
Don't add until ready to bake. How do I know when it's ready to bake? 350 degrees. How much time? No one knows. No measurements.
Hilarious.
No specifics.
Yeah.
No. It is so my mom. I can't
hilarious.
even tell you. And this is how we are such opposites. So I would say to her when she would occasionally give me a recipe, I'm not a big cook, but I would say to her, okay, so how much of this? And she'd go, just use your judgment. And I'd say, Mom, I have zero judgment. I don't know anything about cooking.
Yeah.
This is not instinctual to me.
Right.
This is following. This is the Legos give you which step one. Put the Legos together. I can do it. I can follow steps. I don't have. So I'm just like, okay, well, I guess we're going to end up with a quart of orange juice with some some croutons floating in it for Happy Thanksgiving.
Oh my God, that's hilarious, Danielle. That recipe
it is so my mother. It is so my mother. I mean, I get the vegetables you could eyeball or whatever.
Yeah.
Liquid? What? How am I supposed to know how much orange juice to put in it?
Hilarious.
I don't know what the consistency is supposed to be.
Because it's stuffing, right?
It's stuff. Well, it's not gonna go in a bird. I mean,
No, but I mean, it's not
it's supposed to be like
solid, not a solid. It's
So
not
it's
like a solid.
It only
You know what to
it
do.
only makes sense if you're already such a you're already a cook
course.
enough that you know amounts enough
Right.
to know. Like,
This is why I have no
yeah.
plan of action in my life because my mother there were never steps to do anything. It was just like, it'll work out.
Yeah.
Like, this is not going to work out. Also, it feels like doing the technical on Great British Baking Show when they're like, I don't know. It just says bake.
But baking is math. Do you know what I mean? Like cooking is.
No, I'm just saying when they do the technical,
Yes.
they purposely leave out most of the directions.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's something that the judges have set for them. Everything else is their creativity, but that thing is like, okay, you're going to, it'll say like, make a cake.
Yes.
And they'll be like, and they'll look at each other like, okay, I guess we got to make a cake. And then it says like 3 more directions. And it says put in the oven. It doesn't say how long or this is what my mother's doing to me.
She's like, she's making a reality show for you.
Yeah. I'm like, you know what? I couldn't just stick with the pie. I know. But then I realized my mom always had this thing about I don't bake. Like, and I always thought it was some backward feminist thing. Like, I don't do that. Like, I'm not, like Hillary Clinton, I'm not home baking cookies.
Right.
Even though she cooked. So that's how I always interpreted it. She never said that. That's just how I interpret it. Now I realize it's because she doesn't want to fucking measure.
She doesn't want to follow the rules.
She didn't want to fucking follow any rules.
Yeah.
It was only.
It's a totally different beast. They're two totally different things.
We're just such different people.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow. I mean, it's, she's, I guess, more artistic flair. She can just figure things out. I'm like, I don't know anything about food. I just can follow a recipe.
Yeah.
That's it. Anyway, so happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Let me pour you a glass of stuffing.
Well, can I offer you a solution potentially?
Look it up online.
I would do Martha Stewart vegetarian stuffing.
Well, but everyone is expecting
They're not going to know. They're not going to know.
No, they will.
It's going to be so like. Here's what I would say: look it up, and the ingredients are going to be very similar.
This is what I was gonna do. I was gonna look up stuffing using orange juice. She's always done that. I used to watch her make it. I didn't take notes, but I know that makes it moist and nice and it's delicious. Her stuffing's delicious. I'm gonna look it up and see is there anyone on earth who makes this kind of stuffing, and then see if I can find some. There'll be
a very similar recipe you can find.
I have a plan, an alternate plan to Googling this. I know you're supposed to be going out of town, but what if Benjamin just stayed with me and helped me make this? And he comes to our Thanksgiving. There's a trampoline and a dog. I don't know if the trampoline is there.
Can you offer him any fishing?
Oh, no.
I don't know then. I don't know if he'll do it.
Are we ready for... Sorry, I got schmuckus on my... Okay, are we ready for... Oh, my God. Can I just bring green beans or something? Are we ready
You can do whatever you want.
No, I have to bring what I'm told to bring.
Oh, boy.
Trust me, I have to.
Okay.
Is
this the cold house?
Yes. It's where my mother's service was. You were at that house.
Well,
and it is.
Wear a sweater.
I always dress extremely warm.
Okay, good.
Okay, are we ready for today's topic?
I am dying to know.
How to survive vegetarian stuffing.
It will kill me. It will kill me. Maybe I should just get 3 boxes of Mrs. Cubbins so I can keep trying it or something.
What's Mrs. Cubbins?
Oh, Mrs. Cubbins is just the bread, the dried bread. It's like how you make stuffing.
Got it.
But you know what? I don't know if that's vegetarian. I'm going to look at because all these years, I don't know if it's actually vegetarian. There could be some crap in that my mom wasn't reading because, she wasn't exactly into details.
Well, and she also with the whole beef broth or she was like chicken broth.
I know. I didn't understand that.
Vegetarian broth.
Yeah. I was like, what has she been slipping
What kind of meat she been sneaking into this stuffing?
Is the recipe just on the box for the...
No, it's definitely...
It's something different. Okay.
It's definitely not. She's just using that as the base. As my mom would say, and then I doctor it. She would always say, and then I doctor it.
Yes.
Okay. Are we ready to learn how to survive someone secretly living in your house?
Oh, that is horrifying.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes. Okay.
I've got chills.
It's called Phrogging.
Sorry.
Phrogging. It's called Phrogging because people leap from one house to another.
Oh my God.
Or alternately, because I kind of heard it or saw it described 2 different ways. One place in your house to another.
Oh, this is like a horror film.
It is. I know.
Oh my God.
I know.
They live in your walls.
So this is the reason why I thought of it was because there's a TV show on Lifetime of all things, but you can get it on, I don't know, I watched it on some cable, some thingy. But it's called, the show itself because I took a picture of it and sent it to Kristine. Once again, I'm not ready. Okay. The show itself is called Phrogging, Hider in My House, and you can find it on TV. So I did watch it, but not until after I'd done the research.
Find it on your local TV.
You can find it on your TV.
There's those directions. Find it on your television.
I'm becoming my mother. I don't know. Just tune it in.
It's on your TV.
Just move the antenna until you get it.
Click the clicker till it gets there.
Phrogging is when somebody secretly lives in another person's home without their knowledge. The name comes from the idea of leapfrog, with the intruder hopping from place to place like a frog, whether that be someone's basement or attic or crawl space.
Oh, God, I'm so scared.
As if the idea of someone breaking into and burglarizing your home isn't enough, the thought of someone breaking in and staying hidden for a long period of time while you're unaware is something akin to a horror movie. While squatters occupy abandoned properties, Phroggers may instead target well-to-do vacation homes that are left empty while their owners are away, or even primary residences that are unoccupied while the residents are on vacation. But the stories I'm going to tell involve the people being there. While the idea of phrogging may be stranger than fiction to most, there are preventative measures you can take if you're afraid of a secret intruder.
Yes, I'm very afraid.
Yes, I'm glad I added something to your list. How to...
Well, you know what? Once in a while, I knock something off the list, so it's good to keep it, keep it full.
Yeah. How to tell if someone is in your home. Everyone gets spooked from time to time. Some people are even firm believers that their houses are haunted. But if there are more physical indications that things aren't right, you'll have more to worry about than just ghosts. Here are a few signs that a Phroggers may be present. You hear strange noises. Things have a tendency to go bump in the night, from creaky stairs and floorboards to tree branches hitting your windows as the wind blows. But if there are frequent and unfamiliar sounds, even in the daytime, it may be time to investigate.
Oh, like scratching on the walls.
These noises could be anything from a loud thump to the tinkling of glass breaking to low music, or even what you think sounds like a muffled voice from within the walls.
God.
You notice things are missing or moved. No matter the size of your house or the amount of stuff you own, odd things are bound to disappear now and then. However, if a large amount of your belongings is vanishing without a trace on a regular basis, whether that be food, clothes, money, or expensive electronics, you have every right to be suspicious.
Just TV's gone.
They're just like selling things on the black market that is the inside of your walls. There's like other people there that they're selling shit to. I mean, where are they going to plug it in?
They're setting up. They're having an electrician come do work.
When you're gone, when you go out for the day, they call the electrician.
Why is the cable guy here?
Again, if you leave objects in one place and find them in another not long after, or if you notice things like cabinet doors open, books rearranged, they're just fucking with you.
But that's my whole life, is objects that
Right.
I thought were in one place are now in another place. I don't know if that's a good indicator for me.
Right. Well, what if furniture shifted or appliances left on that you swore you turned off? Then it's possible an unwanted guest has been moving throughout your home. Your pets are on high alert. Animals have a way of detecting things humans can't. Sometimes a cat will mysteriously meow at the ceiling, or a dog will bark at an empty yard.
Oh, geez.
But animals do have heightened senses, especially sight and smell, and will usually alert you if they feel something in your home isn't right. If there's a particular room or space in your house where your pet is most antsy toward, it might be worth checking out. Or, in my case, burning the house down.
Right? Moving.
Yeah. Well, you guys are good. You have dogs.
We got everything.
Yeah. And, I mean, Sally will bark if, a leaf drops. So,
I mean, the wind blows and Sally is on high alert.
yeah. Okay. You feel as though you're being watched. Ugh. Sometimes you get a strange feeling that you just can't explain. It's common to feel the hair raised on the back of your neck, chills down your spine, or goosebumps on your skin every once in a while, particularly if you're alone. But if you have a feeling you can't shake that you can't chalk up to paranoia, it's best to go with your gut. There are a multitude of ways to protect your home from harm's way while you're not there, from installing indoor cameras to door sensors. The more secure your home is, the less likely you are to have an unwanted visitor. If you have a vacation home and leaving it empty while you're away gives you anxiety, consider utilizing a vacation rental property management company
that's a good
to
idea.
rent out your space while you're gone.
Or, you know what I was thinking would be a good idea, Danielle?
Yeah.
Just to be safe, get like long swords and just like stab them through your floor and into the
Oh,
like if you have a
yes!
crawl space or
Yeah.
like through the walls.
I like all these ideas.
Stab, 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 stab.
You know, there might have been someone in that sauna with you. Just saying.
I mean,
It was a big barn.
that is true. There were a lot of locked doors on that property.
Weird. Phroggers who target empty houses. Padre Island, Texas is a community. But this isn't my story, is it? Wait, hold on a second. Okay. Phroggers who target empty houses. Padre Island, Texas is a community with more than most.
I've been there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's a party island.
So it's an actual, like you take a ferry from Texas mainland to...
I can't remember that part, but I do know that it's like Daytona Beach.
Okay.
Hard party.
How did you end up there?
I went with a group of girls when I was like 21.
Oh, okay. All right. It sounds like something bad happened.
It's a place you go to do a lot of shots
Oh, okay.
at
Did
bars.
you save someone's walls?
We couldn't afford a hotel, so we just stayed in the walls of a hotel. That's the other thing that happened.
Airbnb walls. The more than most has experienced cases of phrogging at the hands of strangers. The barrier island on the southern coast of Texas has lots of homes that serve as vacation residences and attract phroggers who look for temporary work in industries like construction. They go around at night and they look for a house where there are no lights on and they find a way to get in. The only way you know they are there is that you see them coming and going, and they are very careful about that. Unlike squatters who occupy empty properties, phroggers take the risk that homeowners might come back any day. On one occasion about 3 years ago, a local man who worked as a contractor in Saudi Arabia came home early to find 2 men and 4 young people living in his house. In another case, a woman came back to find a family had moved in, clothes and dishes and all.
Whoa.
This is just ballsy
Yeah.
shit. Such cases happen once or twice a year, sometimes more, he says. Such cases happen once or twice a year, sometimes more. They don't generally trash the place, they just are trying to hide. Outfitting properties with cameras don't necessarily work. In the case of the contractor, the phroggers had figured out where all the cameras were located and successfully avoided being caught on video.
Oh, boy.
Most phroggers live by a certain set of rules to avoid detection. The 3 foremost are: they don't leave messes behind, they clean up after themselves so they don't leave any traces of their presence. They avoid stealing, at least beyond consumables like food, water, and basic toiletries.
Okay.
They avoid any confrontation or interaction with their unwitting hosts.
Frogger etiquette.
Yes, not every Frogger follows these rules, of course, but the most successful ones do.
Well, if you're going to be a Frogger, be good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. How to handle Froggers. If you encounter a stranger in your home or rental property or office or anywhere else, retreat and call the cops. An intruder is an intruder no matter how cute their moniker is. But you should also take steps to prevent Froggers from moving in at all. That starts with changing the locks between every tenancy, if you're a landlord.
But if it's Texas, it's stand your ground and you should just shoot them in the face.
100%,
right?
yeah. Except it's your house, so you're going to have a mess to clean up in your house. You may not want to do that.
Good point.
And periodically changing your own locks as well. Don't leave your home or properties unlocked while unoccupied. I mean, that seems pretty obvious. You can also explore cameras such as Nest Cam. Just beware that you can't leave your indoor security cameras running in private rental units, right? After renters move in, because then you're spying on the people in your home.
Oh, right,
So
right,
that- yeah.
right. I always kind of get freaked about that in Airbnbs. I'm like, are they watching us?
I guess it's a valid concern. I mean, it's obviously completely... Maybe we'll do a How to Survive B&Bs episode.
This did
Airbnbs.
happen. Can I share it real quick?
Sure.
So when we were in Portland once, we realized that the guy who we rented from was staying in the basement.
Wait, are you kidding me?
No, I'm not. And
Were you with Sven?
yeah, me and the kids, Sven and the
What?
kids. And we didn't know he had been staying down there, or there was an RV in the driveway. He was either in the basement or in the RV. I can't remember which one it was. I think it was the basement. And the thing that made me feel so awful was like, the whole time we were in the house, I was like, man, this place has sad divorced dad energy. Like, I was just ripping on the guy because it was like definitely he was a single dad.
Right.
And that was where his kids would come stay on the weekends. But like the bedrooms upstairs were like, there were a couple of kids' toys, but it was like there was nothing on the walls. I was like, God, this feels like how it was when I stayed at my dad's, like where you go and you're like, I just wish I was back at my house with my family. Like,
yeah,
it was real sad dad energy. And I was just talking about it way too much. But like, I didn't realize he was
well, you can't, I mean,
in the house, but also he shouldn't be.
Of course he shouldn't be. So how did you find out that he was in the house?
I guess because we kept not being able to get the TV to work because of some password. And then it was somehow revealed to us that he was in the house.
He just came upstairs. Let me take care of that.
It wasn't that. I'll have to ask Sven how we realized it.
So you never actually saw him?
We never actually saw him, but it was like, oh, he's downstairs. That's
I hope you asked for your money back because that's fucking crazy.
I don't remember what we did. I got to get the full story from Sven, but I just remember the feeling of like, oh, I can't wait to get out of here. This is not okay.
Okay, that's fucking crazy. I do have a couple of stories. This first one, I did the research first, then I watched that show. The very first episode happens to be this story.
I can't wait.
On the show, there was a lot more detail.
Okay.
So
I'm probably going to watch this tonight after I have a gummy because then it's going to be even more fun.
Yeah. So let me just give you a little backstory that's not in this story, but according to the TV show, this couple was experiencing really weird things. The woman, the husband did not believe her. She was like, there's weird noises going on. She found her camera light from her computer was on at one point. Like watching her. Oh. Things were missing.
Yeah.
And she was like, they were getting fights because he wouldn't believe her. And so it was this whole thing. Okay. So
that feels so trope, such a trope from an actual horror movie. Yeah. Where it's like the woman is like, these things are happening. Right. And the husband or the expert is like, you're just stressed and you're depressed and you need to meditate.
Right. So it's this man and this woman and his kids. I mean, they're married, but
yes,
they're his kids from a previous marriage. That's not even important. But so this is where it starts.
It gives me, it layers.
Yes.
For me.
And she's really pretty.
Oh.
When Brittany and James Campbell returned to their home in Honolulu, along with their 2 young sons, on September 20th, 2019, a bike sitting outside immediately clued them in that something wasn't right. Now understand, this is after she's been saying, like, something is going on here.
Is this an e-bike? Just more for coloring the story for me.
I don't remember. I think it was a mountain bike. I don't know. James, 36 years old at the time and a member of the U.S. Navy, went to open the front door of the home, only to find that a stranger was on the other side, forcefully pulling the door closed.
Oh.
As local station KHON2 reported, James managed to get the man, 23-year-old Ezekiel Zayas.
Ezekiel, yeah.
Ezekiel, spelled with an E-Z.
Whoa.
That's weird, right? Isn't Ezekiel... Is that... I don't know
how it's usually spelled.
Oh, I know what's weird. There's a QU.
Oh,
yeah.
I think
that's the weird part.
I'm guessing it's Hispanic.
Okay.
So that's why the QU. Okay. Out of the house by yelling at him. The police soon arrived at the property, but after Zayas was arrested, the Campbells realized the true extent of the damage he had caused. Everything was torn apart. Things were put on display and kind of organized, but chaotic at the same time, James said. As they show you in the TV show, it was all of his electronics. Like, he had a bunch of music equipment. Everything was like laid out. The Campbells also discovered disturbing messages from their unwanted house guest. On the family's computers and counters, the Campbells uncovered a series of terrifying notes from Zayas. The notes mentioned bizarre surgeries and a desire to turn the family from omnivores to Ezekiel's.
So he wanted to eat the family? Or he wanted to...
He wanted to perform surgery on them.
Oh, boy, this is very disturbing.
Yes.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I thought he was an aspiring DJ. This is really changing the story.
I don't know. It was...
For me.
It was strange, and he wrote about wanting to perform surgeries on us and transform us and stuff like that, said Brittany.
Jesus.
Chillingly, when the couple checked their bedroom, they found knives scattered about.
Oh,
they
Lord.
even discovered diary entries written by Zayas about them.
Zeke.
As if he had been watching them for a while before covertly moving in.
God. Oh, my God.
See, I don't know I still don't understand if he was watching them. I think he was he was clearly already in the house because he knew things about them. So he was, or maybe he was just outside. I don't know. Because her camera was turned on.
He'd been under the floorboards.
Yeah.
He learned that from that other woman.
Yeah, exactly. He violated our family. He violated our home, Brittany said. Zayas would eventually plead guilty to first-degree burglary in 2023, part of a plea deal that involved pleading guilty to a number of other crimes, the most serious of which was killing a fellow inmate in the facility that he was being held while awaiting the burglary trial.
Whoa.
Because Zayas agreed to the plea deal, the maximum amount of time he'll spend is 20 years. There's so much creepy stuff in the actual episode.
Yeah.
I'm
already pretty creeped out.
I mean, it's really creepy. I'm just going to tell you this one thing.
Please.
So this woman, I don't know what she was doing, but she would spend the morning watching makeup tutorials and doing her makeup.
Okay, fine, whatever.
So he clearly knew that because he does a video of himself doing makeup. Like he's doing a tutorial.
Oh my God, this is so Silence of the Lambs. I can't even handle it.
It's so Silence of the Lambs. But he like draws a line down his face. I mean, it's really Silence of the Lambs. It's so crazy. Anyway, you should
kind of surprised you watched it. You didn't creep you out too much?
No. Okay. Well, for one thing, I already read about it. Mm-hmm. I still would have watched it, yeah. Okay, here's one that's a little less scary, but it's more of like the person is living in your house with you. I still don't know if this guy was, I don't know. I don't really understand. A college student known as Maddie in North Carolina believed that the strange things she was expecting fit all the hallmarks of textbook paranormal activity. Strange noises, missing clothes, and unexplained handprints. Then in 2019, she was living at the Summit at the Edge Apartments, not far from the University of North Carolina at Greensboro. I've been having like pieces of clothing going missing. Like shirts and pants, Maddie, a junior at the time, said. It would turn out that there was nothing paranormal about Maddie's experience, but the truth was far worse. A 30-year-old man named Andrew Swofford was secretly hiding in her closet.
Oh my God. How am I going to send my kids to college? Lord, live at home with me. Just go to community college.
I just hear rattling in my closet. It sounded like a raccoon in my closet, Maddie said. I'm like, who's there? And somebody answers me. He's like, oh, my name is Drew.
What?
I open.
And she was like, and then I just thought I was a talking raccoon.
I open the door and he's in there wearing all of my clothes.
Fucking hell.
My socks, my shoes. And he has a book bag full of my clothes. It's a terrifying situation for any person, but especially so for a young college student accompanied only by roommates. Maddie called her boyfriend, but kept Swofford talking to distract him. While she waited, he tried on a hat of hers and checked himself out in the mirror. At one point, he complimented her looks and asked for a hug.
Oh, God.
But he never touched me, Maddie said. Swofford was quickly arrested, but Maddie and the police were unsure as to how he got inside in the first place. Moreover, it wasn't the first time that Maddie and her friends had found strange men in their apartments. Just 2 months earlier, they came home to find two strangers in their living room.
Come on, men. Stop it. God damn it.
Their leasing office had changed the locks back then, but it was apparently did little to stop Swofford from briefly moving in.
I mean, he sounds pretty disturbed.
Yeah. I just like the, hi, yeah, it's Drew.
Yeah.
Like it's just all casual.
Wearing your clothes in your closet. You know, I'm not the first guy in your closet.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Isn't that crazy?
Imagine those are your college stories. That was amazing.
Right.
I feel like I've now added a new terrifying fear to my list.
I feel so gratified.
I think this is also a good lesson, not a lesson, maybe a tip for our paranormal listeners, that if you do suspect some paranormal activity in your life, just maybe double check that it's not a Frogger.
Could just be, don't worry, it's just a man in your walls.
Yeah, it's not a ghost. It's just an actual human.
Who may want to perform a surgery on you.
Yes, who may be wearing your clothes and may imagine chopping you up.
It's just Drew.
Yeah, it's just Drew.
He does it all the time.
Oh,
wow, that was so good and interesting and terrifying.
Yay! Okay, we'll be right back after this.
Are you struggling to close deals? Cold outreach is wasting the time of both the buyer and seller at every stage. especially when sellers are using shallow and outdated data. Your organization can overcome these challenges with technology that translates comprehensive, high-quality buyer data into real-time insights. These deeper insights empower sales reps and teams to adopt the habits of top performers, which leads to better outcomes, like more pipeline, higher win rates, and larger deals. We call this deep sales. And we've built the first deep sales platform with the next generation of LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Right now, you can try LinkedIn Sales Navigator and get a 60-day free trial at linkedin.com/trial. That's linkedin.com/trial for a 60-day free trial. Let LinkedIn Sales Navigator help you sell like a superstar today. Just go to linkedin.com/trial and get started.
And we're back with Canva Presents Secret Sounds Work Edition. Caller, guess this sound.
It's a mouse click.
So close. That's actually publishing a website with Canva Docs. Next caller.
Definitely a mouse click.
Nice try. It was sorting 100 sticky notes with a Canva whiteboard. We also would have accepted resizing a Canva video into 10 different sizes.
What? No way.
Yes way. One click can go a long way. Love your work at canva.com.
Welcome back to How to Survive, Danielle.
Christine.
You just survived a school call in the middle of the day.
I don't ever worry when I see the school calling because they call so often with absolute nonsense. For instance, okay, so last week I had to take my son out of school half hour early for a doctor's appointment. And I go up to sign him out and the guy's like, oh yeah, you can't take him out at 3. It's got to be before 3. And I'm like, what? Like, yeah, they that's what they say in the attendance office. And I'm like, but he has a doctor's appointment. It's really important. And he's like, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. And I'm like, well, that's absolutely insane. So then my son happened to walk by.
Yeah.
This school of 3,000 people, he just happened to walk by. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm getting you. He's like, okay, let me just get my bag. So I say to the guy, I'm like, I don't know. And there's another woman there who also is trying to get her son out of school early. And I'm like, this is insane. I literally get 20,000 emails and voicemails and texts and everything all day long. But I've never once heard that you can't get your kid out of school from 3 to 3:30. And he's like, yeah. He goes, they said there's a sign outside of the office. I go, I don't live at this school. How would I know that? I'm like the most embarrassing parent. I'm just like, how? How would I know that? Anyway, I took him.
And what's the reasoning?
I'll tell you the reasoning. Because at 3 o'clock, the people, I said, did they go home? Like, is that why?
Yeah.
No, at 3 o'clock, they start doing the business of seeing to everyone who missed school that day. I'm like, but it's still school hours. This is your job. Anyway, point being, when the phone rings, I don't care, except that I picked up because it was a weird hour for them to be calling. And just so you know, it was just, once again, the Black Student Union calling me because they think I'm Black, apparently. And it was someone singing Love Train, inviting me to the first in-person Black Student Union meeting of the school year. I think I should.
I think they know that you're not, but that you're so cool.
Yep.
I'm so cool. Can you
made
imagine
it
if
in.
I show
You
up?
got an in.
Yeah. I mean, I get
oh my God, that would
all
be my
day long.
dream.
I get Black Student Union emails all day long.
As a stand-up in the 90s, you have a lot of Venn diagram type of...
Right. The voice you're hearing, well, first of all, in the first half of the show, we talked about how to survive someone secretly living in your house. And now we're going to talk about how to survive not bringing down the house.
Hey!
How's that? With Stephanie Courtney! Oh my God!
Hello.
No, you're absolutely allowed to talk whenever you want.
Thank you. I'm so sorry. I thank you. That is an incredible tie-in.
Thank you. I was so proud of myself.
Yeah,
You really did some beautiful work there.
Thank you.
That was just switching 2 words or something and adding. That was lovely.
You may know Stephanie as no big deal, but Flo from the Progressive commercials.
Legend.
Also, we very much enjoyed her on the Goldbergs.
Thank you so much.
With our friend Mindy Kaling. You were a part of Mindy Sterling. I can't believe, she's going to kill me.
Mindy Kaling never showed up. Not once. No, it was Mindy Sterling.
And Mindy specifically said she hates when people do that, and I can't believe I just did that.
You know what we can do? Cut that shit right out.
We can fix it.
We just may have to do that. First of all, I don't know if you guys know this, but like there's an actual Flo Halloween costume. I mean, that's how like ubiquitous you are. And you were mentioned on SNL.
Yes, a couple of times. Now, to be honest, I have a couple of friends who work on there now, just from the Groundlings connection.
Awesome.
So my friend Kent is a head writer, and then you've got Heidi and Mikey Day, and names. I don't mean to leave out names, but anyway, I do have a slight in.
That's so cool, though. But how long have you been doing these commercials? So long.
Since I shot the first one, December 21st, 2007.
Wow.
They started airing in 2008, so I think it's 16 come January.
That's fantastic.
Crazy.
Did you ever expect?
No.
I mean, how could you?
Not at all. Like, but one thing I noticed is like they, on our first day of shooting, like when they started showing them, I'm like, oh, they kept that weird little improv thing. I don't even know if it makes sense, but they kept it because so they were kind of respecting that we're discovering this together. And I was like, you know how it is, like you audition for something. Oh my God, I got it. Oh, it's 5 lines. Oh, it's 3. Oh, it's I'm a face.
Right.
Like I'm just making a face. And so this, I was like, oh wait, they're like kind of using what I bring to this thing.
How fun.
So that was cool. So then I was like, it sounds like, if it works, it's kind of a decent like chemistry that we've all got. And then it just kept going. I was shocked.
You still perform with Groundlings, right?
I do. Every Wednesday, I'm going to plug this. Every
Yes, please do.
Wednesday night, 8 p.m., it's a show called The Crazy Uncle Joe Show. It's a long-form improv show. It's been running for, I think, 22 years.
Oh, my God.
We've been doing it, yeah.
Whoa.
And it's so fun, and it's
okay.
good time.
We will definitely check that out. So, but it wasn't always sunshine and rainbows.
No, my friend.
So... Tell us the story of
How
the
I
night
survived?
it didn't go well. Yes.
Okay, let me try to think. I believe I was still living I have to remember the apartment. So I'm thinking this is probably 2001. And I was seeing you, Danielle,
Yes.
at open mics.
Yes, that's how we knew each other.
And we would be at these open mics with Retta and Tig Notaro and Jackie Cation and Maria Bamford
and Zach Galifianakis.
And Chris Hardwick and these amazing names. Again, I punched the mic.
It's okay. You can lift it up if it's your way.
Thank you. I just gesture too much. But these amazing comics. It was such a great, it was a great time at these open mics.
Yeah.
And just creativity.
Yeah.
And everyone respected it, I thought. It was a really great place, particularly like a few open mics that were really cool. And then I would go and do my set at a club, and it would work or not. Like it was largely based on my personality. Like I would act out things in my life. It wasn't like I wasn't a joke writer.
Right.
I was more like, wouldn't you want to cast me after that 10 minutes? Know? And so...
I remember some singing. Am I right?
And there was singing because if I could knit, I would have put that in there too. It was seriously like a showcase. And but it was really fun because at the open mics you can really try just telling a fun story and whatever. But my manager Naomi was like, there's a guy named Jamie Masada at the Laugh Factory, and he's a lovely guy. This isn't about him. He's lovely. And she was like, if you were to showcase for him, he might get you on some road gigs, and it's a great way to make money because boy, oh boy, was I broke all the time. And so I was like, yeah, I'll I haven't done it in a while, but I'll put together my like proper 6 minutes or whatever. And I get there night of. I have my brand new like tight jeans. Like it's like early 2000s, so they're super low, waisted and really tight until they flare.
Oh yeah.
And then a chunky nun shoe and like probably I think a turtleneck, even though it was not turtleneck weather. But I was like, yeah. And then the beginning of my act. I don't know if you remember this, and not that you should. It wasn't great.
I do remember the turtlenecks. I do.
Yeah.
I do remember you wearing turtlenecks.
Well, I'm from New York. But so I found this like really dumb like paperback romance, and then it like describes the woman's outfit in this really dated way, and that was sort of the joke. I'm like, oh my God, this book is filthy and dirty, whatever, and like I can barely get through it, and then I read what the outfit is. Like, can you believe that? Like, I didn't want to go to casual corner or whatever. Yeah, I can hear. I'm going to take a break because you're all laughing so hard. But that was sort of my dumb beginning, right?
That's how you opened.
That's how I opened.
Okay.
I had this book, and so anyway,
At the Laugh Factory.
Yes.
Okay.
At the Laugh Factory.
So just for those,
the Laugh Factory starting with a book is already hilarious.
The Laugh Factory is like a big club here. It's not a little open mic type of place. It's one of the 3 big clubs in Los Angeles.
it's not where you try your wisp of charm opener where like if they don't get it, it's cool. Oh, they're nice people. They'll stick around for the second one.
Right.
So, all right. I get there and I'm waiting to go on stage, and the crowd, it's an open mic that's finishing up, and the crowd is going crazy. They are roaring. I can barely hear the woman who's going to introduce me next.
Wow.
Because she's like, this guy's finishing. And I see this guy on stage and he's just like, my name is Reggie and I survived burns over 70% of my body. And if I can do this, you can do anything. And everyone's like, Reggie! And he's dancing and they're chanting Reggie for like 2 minutes. For 2 minutes. I'm chanting Reggie because he's a god. He's got the crowd in the palm of his hands and he loves them and they love him.
Of his peeling hands.
His peeling hands. And then he's just like, it was the greatest night of his life. Oh my God. And then he gets off, and then this very nice MC, who I'm sorry I can't remember because I'm traumatized from this night. And she looks very preppy herself. And so she comes out and she's like, that was great. Oh my gosh. Well, now it's time for a showcase. And, I hear Jamie Masada's back there in like the dark part of the back of the room, whatever. Right. And so I go up on stage, and my new shoes and my new jeans don't bend, so I fall like a log on the stage. Like, so they're already like high from him. And then I show up.
And just fall.
Before you get to the microphone?
Yes. Before I get to the microphone, I'm dressed like I'm going to lead a PTA meeting with a book in my hand. And I fall, like my knees don't bend. My shoes don't bend. And I'm down like a line on the floor. And I hear, like, there's a gasp of like, when there's like an explosion, like the air sucks in and then poof. Well, there's like a gasp and then they scream. Everyone screams, laughing, hilarious. They can't believe it.
Stephanie.
As I'm laying there on the floor, I'm like, don't get up. I'm like, don't get up.
You're just gonna wait him out.
Just pretend I'm dead. Like, just pretend. And I wish to God I pretended I was knocked out or dead. Because I got up and they were like, there was another wave of like, what is happening? Like, you're going to do this? So I get up. I could feel like the blood on my jeans because my knees are like scraped. No. And I get up and I'm like, what's the deal with casual corner, guys? And they were like, fuck yeah. They're like, get off stage. Boo, boo. And I'm like, I opened my book with trembling hands. I'm like, listen to this passage. And I couldn't even finish.
Wait a second. I'm sorry. They were literally booing you?
They were literally booing me.
After you had just fallen.
Yep, after I fell. And I got up in my stupid jeans and shoes, and I opened I'm just like, hey, man, what's the deal with casual crime? They were like, what? Like, what? And they were just booing me to the point where I tried to get through my first joke, and I was like, well, thank you very much. Goodbye. And I'm like looking for an exit, and I'm like, I open a curtain, and it's like where they keep the drinks on a tray, and I'm like, that's not it. And then I walk down the stairs, and as I'm leaving the building, because I'm like, I'm just going to keep going. As I leave the building, I hear the lovely MC say, you guys, this is hard. This is not easy to do. They were like, well, then fuck you. And it was so, I was like, I can't listen anymore. I can't listen. And I just, to this day, I'm like, I wish I never got up. I wish they had to carry me out.
Like someone just dragged you by your feet.
Exactly. Like that slow sling carry with like knees and arms, and then just outside, and I would have like bounded away like a deer. I just would have been like, no, don't call an ambulance. I can't afford it. And just been like, boing, 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 like out into the night. That's what I wish happened.
That would have been your set.
That would. Yes. And I bet they would have had a better time. They would have been like, oh, a woman fell. Yes.
Hilarious.
What amazing, what a nice chaser to Reggie. Just a woman died on stage. Yeah. And I did.
Oh my, okay. So first of all, the irony of them applauding this guy for having the courage to do something. You can do it. We can all do it. And then fuck you for falling down.
I know, it's like he just got burned.
I thought he was supposed to. Yeah, I thought he was supposed to be inspiring.
I think they tasted blood. They did not with Reggie. Reggie did a great job, but they tasted blood and they were like, yeah, it just felt like a feeding frenzy. It was crazy.
Oh my
I was just like, I literally couldn't be heard over the microphone. Somewhere in my head, I'm like, I'm showcasing. Like, this is my presentation.
Oh my God.
I'm like, just leave. Just leave. Just
Was
get
your
out.
manager there?
Oh, yeah, she was. It was so funny. She's Naomi Odenkirk. She's married
yeah.
to Bob Odenkirk. So I just was like, I'm getting in my car, I'm leaving. She's like, yeah, why don't you? And so later on, Bob calls, and he's like, listen, you bombed at the Laugh Factory. I got booed off stage at the Laugh Factory. A lot of people do.
Yeah.
Don't worry. So what? No one remembers anything. He's like, the nice part about this business is tomorrow there's another audition. And
That was so nice of him.
I know. I was like, thanks, but I think I'm done.
Oh my God. Did you cry all the way home? Because
I seriously did. I really thought like I was, you know, it's like there's sometimes something happens and you're like, I can't put that I'm an actor on my tax return. I can't put that I'm a performer.
right.
Because I can't. I failed.
Right.
Like that's insane.
Absolutely.
And then just really, I think by that time, I was sort of like taking groundlings classes and I was really like, ooh, I love this improv thing. I love sketch. I love playing characters. I love putting on a wig and doing all that stuff. And I could just see, you know, you guys at any open mic, it was just, you're like, wow. And then I would see, I remember I had to follow, Kyle Dunnigan. I had to follow Kyle Dunnigan one time at the Aspen Comedy Festival. We were in the same group. And I just remember looking at him and no matter what the crowd was, what mood they were in, he got them laughing. He didn't change his, I don't know, his point of view, his set, anything.
Right.
And I was, or Patton Oswalt or any of you guys, and I was just like, wow, they are so good at this. They're so good. And for me, it was like, I had a great night. Oh, no. Oh, here's another great night.
Yeah, right.
Oh, no, you know.
Yeah. No, I definitely experienced what you were saying. Yeah.
You know, and so after that experience, I was just like, wow.
Oh, my God.
The Lord is trying to tell me something.
And I was thinking, like, did you consider trying to play it off like you did it on purpose?
Oh, God. If I had taken like 2 more improv classes, I would have. But I was like still in basic or something. So I was
I don't know how you would have played it off, but like, I don't know what
I don't know how you yes and that unless I just kept hurting myself. unless I like got a concussion just falling and falling and falling. And then I would have like just damaged myself for life. Oh, God.
I'm just picturing you having to park like 3 blocks away.
Yes, of course.
With your uncomfortable shoes and you're bleeding through your jeans, sobbing.
I'm bleeding because the shoes are uncomfortable. My knees are bleeding. And I'm just like this manic kind of like, it's okay. It's okay. Like just get in the car.
God.
And just how do you explain that? How do you say that? And I think 2 weeks later, I did an open mic and I just told the story. And I was like, this isn't a set. Like, and I have a feeling I'll never do a set again. But here's a story.
It's a great story.
You got a great story out of it.
Yes, it's a great story. I don't think I've ever been to the Laugh Factory again. I'm terrified.
You know what? I did it once, I think. I mean, it wasn't as disastrous as yours, but it didn't go well. I wasn't received. I mean, yeah, it was bad news.
Did you follow Reggie?
I didn't follow Reggie.
No one can follow Reggie.
No one.
Knowing me, I would have said something inappropriate about his skin or something, and like thinking I was going to get them on my side, and then just dead silence.
Oh, you should have brought a book.
Well, you know, I have to just point out, you know, you've mentioned Kyle Dunnigan and Patton Oswalt, like in their great nights. But, you know, they've also never walked out onto a stage in insanely low skinny jeans that flare and big chunky heels.
And
That's right.
thick-ribbed turtleneck. I was like, where am I? I seriously was like, starting the Tupperware meeting, sit down, ladies.
Yeah. Like, I remember doing a show where I decided I was going to wear high heels.
Yeah, that's tough.
And, like, I get nervous as a performer, so I realized as I was doing my set, my legs were shaking so hard that the people in the front could see my legs shaking, and I'm in heels, which I'm not naturally comfortable in, because who is?
So funny.
And just thinking about those elements, like as you're a woman performing, that you're like, do I look cute? Am I wearing the right clothes?
Yeah.
And you're not comfortable, that like is an element that like I don't think men are considering as performers. They're only just like, well,
This is me.
I'm being funny. Like,
Yeah, I spent money on the outfit. I spent an hour on the hair and the makeup, you know?
Right.
It's, this whole other I think that for auditions, too, I'm like, damn it.
Yep. Yeah.
Like they got me.
Oh my God.
But I survived. I'm alive.
you did. And thrived.
Yes.
Thank you.
Here's a little sneak peek into how to survive. So we ask our guest for their topic, just the topic. So I don't usually know the full story. Or Chris, when you book the person, you don't necessarily know the full story. So Stephanie said I have a story about falling down on my face at the Laugh Factory. I did not know you meant literally. I honest to God thought you meant like, you know, you ate it.
Yeah.
So this was a delightful twist of fate.
Absolutely.
I love it. Excellent story.
Literally physically survived it.
Wow.
Physically.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And I've never met Jamie Masada, but to me, he's the man who opens up the club on Thanksgiving for anybody who needs a meal.
Yes.
Like, he's a seriously good guy.
Right.
And
I don't think he exists, by the way. I think it's like Wizard of Oz.
That's why he never called me. But no, I heard that he was in the back of the room, but it was like, it was kind of like Guffman. A few years passed, and I wrote a sketch about it for the Groundlings where I was a woman who fell on her face and was seriously hurt. So my back was to the audience. I was like, and then there's two of my friends in the audience. They're like, tell a joke. And I was like, women in LA have so much plastic surgery. Their faces look like this. And they're like, we can't see it. Like, stuff like that. And then I roll over and my upper body's hanging over the stage and my friend's holding on.
So funny.
So I worked through it.
I love that.
And I worked through it.
I love that. That's so funny.
It owned it. I was so like, now I can, after that show is finished, I'll put this costume to bed and...
This costume.
I'll put this wig in my drawer, and I dealt with it.
Amazing.
It was before therapy, so that was how I would deal with things.
Yeah, through sketch.
Write a sketch about it.
Right. I definitely did the same thing. Sometimes to just tears, no laughter whatsoever. Just
Still a wig, though.
Still a wig. Yeah.
It was in a mirror, but
yeah. Stephanie, thank you so much. The story was amazing.
Oh, I'm
so glad we finally got you on.
Oh my gosh, there was a lot of push. There was COVID. There was
you had COVID, then Chris had COVID, so there was lots of COVID back and forth.
I mean, I think she gave it to me, but
through the just osmosis.
I've been coughing through your window.
I know.
I'm sorry.
I liked your wig, though.
Oh, thank you. I'm writing a sketch. Oh my God. Well, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. I hope I didn't curse too much.
No, we don't care. And I don't even know if you did, but we don't care anyway. And we're just so happy you were here.
Yay. Thank you for having me.
And we'll be right back with What Did We Learn Today?
Make this new school year an opportunity for your kids to learn important life skills with Greenlight. Greenlight is a debit card and money app for families where kids learn how to save, invest, and spend wisely while parents keep an eye on kids' money habits. Greenlight also helps families get into their fall routine with a chores feature that lets parents assign chores and pay kids' allowance when they check them off. Get your first month free at greenlight.com/Wondery. Greenlight.com/Wondery.
This episode is sponsored by AutoTrader. There's a good chance you're driving right now. Look around. Safely. What do you see? Cars. Lots of them. And guess what? They're probably on AutoTrader. Whether you're into timeless classics or the latest trends. Did somebody say solar-powered, eco-friendly, vegan, leather-wrapped, aromatherapy-scented, disco ball-equipped, self-driving car? If you see it on the road, you can likely find it on AutoTrader. Big cars, small cars, blue cars, new cars, used cars, electric cars, and one day, maybe even flying cars. With millions to choose from, buying a car becomes a whole lot easier. See it, find it, AutoTrader. Find your next car on autotrader.com.
Danielle.
Kristine.
Are you ready to learn what we learned today?
So ready.
The new Netflix doc series, Escaping Twin Flames, unravels the tangled web of the Twin Flames universe, run by Jeff and Shalia Ayan. It's one of the oldest ideas about love and romance that exists, that there's one perfect person for everyone, a soulmate or a twin flame. That's bananas. Some people prefer to use a hot tub before a sauna session, as the warm water can help to relax the muscles and prepare the body for the heat of the sauna.
Oh, that's interesting.
Additionally, the hot tub can help to increase blood circulation and promote sweating, which can help to flush toxins from the body during the sauna session.
It has to be warm, though.
Oh, yeah. It can't be 32 degrees out and
the hot tub's also 32 degrees. You know, I got it slightly wrong. Ooh, here's some good information. Keeping a snake in captivity means that it is more likely to live a long and full life. Many pet snakes live an average of 15 to 30 years, depending on their quality of care and the species of snake.
Whoa.
This means that adopting a pet snake can lead to a longer commitment than you may expect.
It sounds like you need to get a 23-year-old snake.
We got to get a really old snake.
You really need to
get one with an AARP card.
Yeah.
Phroggers make the best roommates. You never know they're there.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice, Karen. If you fall, just get back up and keep going to the nearest exit.
Yes.
That's
Agreed.
perfect. I want to thank our listeners for tuning in and being the best listeners of all podcast listeners. You know what? I've checked out some other podcast listeners, and they are not as cool.
Well,
as
our
ours.
listeners really listen.
They do.
You can't just call yourself a listener if you don't listen.
No.
You got to put in the work.
You're not a bot. You're doing your work here.
Yeah, you got to actually hear what's going on and comprehend it.
And we appreciate that here at
we
How to
do.
Survive. And we want to thank you.
Yep.
And we salute you.
We do.
And until next time,
remain calm.
Oh, no, we got to say it together. I missed it. I missed my
That was
cue.
so weird. It was so not like you. What's
You know what?
happening? Hypothermia?
It's after effects of the hypothermia. You don't just naked and burrow. You also miss your cues.
Okay, ready?
Remain calm.